Hi guys, it's Terry here again, and I'm back at it with my LCS replays. This is my round 4. Actually against someone I know, a friend from locals, Callum Cook, and he's playing Prank Kids, so we'll just get right into it. So I win the RPS, which is always pretty good when it happens. And then we'll just take a quick look at the hands. So I've opened the Rank Up Magic Force, Recharger, Quick Launch, Torn Scale, and Kagamucha Knight, which is again what we've opened: starter, extender, and the quick launch pack, and the quick launch, which will get us into the Savage Dragon. And our opponent opens Roxy's Nib, Roxy's Called by Plan. So I mean, while he's opened one Prank Kid, and one Prank Kid is basically full combo, and the Nib, because we've opened the quick launch, which is again we have a way to bait the Nib in his hand. So we'll just get into it. So we summon out the Tracer, go through the standard rocket plays, like at this point. Pop at this, activates, special summon both of them, then go for the Savage Dragon, effective Savage, which he has to nib or else he'll lose. Normal summon Torn, special summon Kagamucha. I decided to get rid of the Rank Up Magic here because I just feel like I think I've been trying to prioritize going for Evil Swarm Nightmare rather than Requiem most times. We go for Cherubini. Graph's effect gets here. Go into Rusty. Huh. Yeah, I didn't also activate. I don't think. Yeah. Oh yeah, I activated Cherubini's effect to send Graph. That's why. Yep. So we also forget to go for the Seer to get Cherubini, which is a misplay, but it happens. We banish Cloak to add Boots, which lets us spec Torn. We special summon the Boots, overlay, go into Break, break target itself and the Nibiru, popping 2, swinging back these 2, overlaying into the Nightmare, then banishing the Boots to get the Fog Blade. And he just checks what we have, which is the Shade. So in hindsight, I probably should have set the. In hindsight, I should have set the Wings, but I think I was trying to go for the Union Carrier play, but I just completely forgot to bring back the Cherubini, which kind of ruined it a little bit. But it happens. So it's not like our strongest board, but it should be alright, especially after he draws another Nib. He goes for the Roxy's. Then banishes to draw the Fire one, and then we use the Nightmare there, knowing that he can't really do much. We draw into a Tour Guide, which is pretty sick. We use Rusty to set the Wings and send another Torn. Normal summon Tour Guide. Special summon out Sanguine. We then go for the Union Carrier, and then we attempt to activate Sanguine, which he negates. We acquire the Buster Lock, and just start attacking in. Well, attacking in just into the Fansies. It's fine. I think we're in pretty decent control of the duel because of Buster Lock, and that was game 1. Moving into game 2, he goes first. Just checking the opening hands. I've opened the Rank Up Magic again, Torn Scales, Rhoda, Sanguine, and Torn. So I mean, we have access to an extender either through the Kagamucha Knight or the Boots, and we have our starter, which is okay. We're going second, and he's opened Fansies, Monster Reborn, Mystic Mind, Terraforming, and Pranxies. Not Pranxies, Roxy's, there we go. Which again is fairly decent because he has access to the Prank Kid's place if he needs to. He has Mystic Mind, which is going to come up like as a sort of standard like thing that Prank Kids can do now, where they just set up their board under a Mystic Mind and then can sort of switch it off or make it affect you whenever they want. But we'll just get into it. So he gets Terraforming, gets place, goes for normal summons Fansies, goes into Meow Meow. Fansies sends Pandemonium, special summon Roxy's and Meow Meow into Doodle Doo. Doodle's effects. So I think it's will be Roxy's Chainlink 2 and Doodle-Doo Chainlink 1. So he does that. Draws into another Pandemonium, gets pranks. Then fuses with Pandemonium into the Rocket Ride. Then summons out the Drop Seas. Then uses Rocket Ride to bring back Doodle-Doo and the Lamp Seas. Tributes Doodle-Doo to get Pandemonium back and Fansies. And then goes into Bow Wow Bark. Then uses the Lamp Seas effect to gain 500. Activates Place. Gets Lamp Seas. Then activates Mystic Mine. Sets the Pandemonium. And sets pranks. Sorry, no, activates pranks, and then shuffles back 3 to draw 1. Drawing into a Roxy's. So again, this doesn't look like a very intimidating board, but I know that. So I know that he has a Pandemonium. I know that he can basically put me under mine at any point just by tributing this off during my turn. And then he also has access to, so then he'll also have access to Battle Butler, which can wipe my board twice thanks to the Meow Meow, which is not ideal conditions. So we draw for turn. We draw the Quick Launch. We normal summon Sangan. He chooses to those two back, which adds back Pandemonium and, sorry, I just missed it, but another Prank Kids card. We set the Quick Launch, and then we pass, draws Poly. Goes for the Lamp Seas. Gets to activate that. Special summons out the Drop Seas. Goes for the Bow Wow Bark. And then passes. And now it feels he's comfortable enough, I think, to let the Mystic Mine die, but also draws a nib off that, which is really heartbreaking for us. And then tributes off to get Lamp Seas and Doodle-Doo. We go for Rhoda and normal summon and get the Stained. We reveal that we got the Stained. We normal summon Torn, discards the Stained to send Cloak. We then go into the Cherubini and add Santa Claus. And then we send Graph to special summon Seer. We special summon the gloves off of Torn Scale. Not off of Torn, sorry, off of Stain Greaves' effect by banishing it. Sorry about that, guys. We then overlay into Break, just because we want to be able to force out the Pandemonium. So he chooses to nib us here, which we weren't expecting, but we still have. So we get the token. Then we get, because we had the Seer, we still get back our Cherubini. We then go for the Quick Launch to summon out the Tracer. We then pop the Cherubini to summon out the Recharger. He then forces here because otherwise we're going to go into a Savage, which will help protect us a little bit. So he goes for the Battle Butler, and then proceeds to summon like 3 Prank Kids monsters, which is pretty awkward for us. He then blows up our entire board once. We then go for the Santa Claus to give it to him. We then banish the Cloak to add Boots, which triggers our Torn Engrave. We can then special summon Boots. Overlay into Break effect, popping the Pranks and itself. Getting back to PKs just like normal. And then I think we go into Arc Rebellion. Oh, we go into Dark Rebellion for some reason. Oh, so I go into Dark Rebellion trying to reduce the attack of the Nibiru by a little bit, and then I go for the. So we then go for the gloves, sending the sword to bring back the break sword, and then we go for the rank up magic launch, banishing 2 to turn that into Arc Rebellion, because we're trying to do as much damage as feasibly possible. We're trying to see if we can OTK him in this turn, and I think we're just short, because I think it's something like 11th. I think it's something like, I want to say Well, we'll find out. Sorry, guys. I just can't be asked doing the math at this moment. But it leaves him with like 500 life points. We just can deal the damage, but we feel that we have a giant body that can't be destroyed by card effects that he has to deal with. So I felt fairly comfortable then, but we'll see what happens. And we banish Boots to get a Fog Blade, so I feel a bit more secure. So we'll set this at end. Draws a Mystic Mine, which isn't necessarily very good in this situation. So yeah, it was 12,000. It was 12,200. So we were just a little short of killing him, which was a little bit sad. He then just starts comboing off, goes into Duel, gets out Lampsies, and banishes the Poly. Draws another Nib. So Fansies gets place. Tributes gets Pranks. Fansies. I think he realizes he tries to make a generic link, but I don't think he has it. Goes for the Bow Wow Bark, sets Franks, sets up. Oh, and these are one of the matchups that made me go into or wanting to play the Pentastag, because I just realized if he keeps putting things in defense and tributes stuff, I cannot deal him enough damage. So we normal summon Torn, discard a quick launch, send Cloak, add Boots. Don't even really know what we're doing this stage. We're just trying to get something. Go for Leviair because we're still playing at this time. Leviair to bring back up Sangin. I'll link those guys off into the Barricade Borg. Sangin gets another Santa Claus, which will force him to use the Bow Wow Bark. And getting two guys back. And this is the one moment as well where Santa Claus putting itself on defense is really kind of annoying. He nibs us again. And like this is where your soul just hurts. Like getting nibbed twice in one game is just really, really bad. It's a fairly big token, but then he goes for the Pandemonium into a Weather Washer, gains some more life points, and I think like he just starts building up his resources, and I think we are getting fairly close to time in this match, so I think I'll scoop fairly soon after. I don't even think it's fairly soon. I think it'll be a couple more turns. So we'll just fast forward through this a little bit. He goes for the Roaring Roaster. I miscalculated some damage. Pops my back row. Sets. And then restarts recycling all the things again. So he has the access to Battle Butler. We draw a Radiant, which is kind of cool. But then he goes to the Battle Butler. Battle Butler pops all of our things. And also probably one of those should get banished, and it was just close to time, so we had a start. So I get to go first. We'll take a quick look at the hand. And this isn't a great hand. It's workable because we drew the Shade, but like it's not ideal. But we did open the Ghost Spell, which can be useful for like stopping the Doodle Doo or the Bow Wow Bark or just any of the pranking stuff that like affects the graveyard or put things back in the graveyard. And looking at it, and he's opened Nib, Lampsies, Place, Instant Fusion, and Ash. So he has two hand traps and like a starter and an extender and you know a Place which can search another thing. So he's opened pretty well. So I set Shade, special summon the Boots, normal summon the Edgem Sabers, go for Cherubini. Cherubini's effect, we decide to send the Torn. We then reveal the Seer. We then go into Rusty. Rusty's effect, which he changed into. I think I activate the effect, but I think he wanted to do it on. He said he'd do it on summon. So we banish the Boots to get the Fog. Let's bring back the Torn Scale. We send the Fog to send Gloves. We bring back the Rusty via the Fog Blade. We try to activate Rusty's effect, which he negates. We decide to forego our Ghost Spell to bring back the Sabers. We then overlay into Break. We then pop the Nibiru with Rusty's effect. And then we link those two into Barricade Borg for some reason. Oh, we bounced that into Barricade Borg, so we can then send the sword. Sword can bring back the break sword, and then we go for the Union Carrier this way. And then we Union Carrier target the Rusty. So we can go into his extract, which for Prank Kids is pretty important. Bring our Rusty at 3-1, and then we know we can hopefully just swing in for damage. So he draws the Monster Reborn, which is pretty nice. It's enters turn 1. So he Monster Reborns, brings back Nib, and then I think the issue is he doesn't remember that, when we talk about it at the end, that he doesn't remember that the Buster Lock gives the monster an extra 1,000. So Rusty's on 3-1. Oh, so, or he just attacks into the Union Carrier first, which is fine. Deals me a 2k, trying to get me some damage in time. Activates place. Sorry. Sets one. We draw talents, which is pretty dead for us. We Rusty, send Cloak to then send Wings, add Boot, Special Torn, go for the break, pop, and just start digging for damage. Add Fog Blade, set, and then we win in time. I actually really enjoyed this game against Callum and Prank Kids because it was a bit grindier. I felt like I played fairly well throughout it, and it just shows the sort of usefulness of the Buster Lock, the usefulness of Sandgate in this moment. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll get another match to you fairly soon.
Shh, not a zombie channel.